Hey guys, it's Coach Yana for another episode of Healed and Chilled, the podcast. And today, this is just me. I have like so many interviews today. So if you see me wearing the same outfit multiple times in a row, if you're watching this, then that is why, because literally all of these interviews were back to back today. But I just want to come on here and list three easy ways that you can implement in your day to day life to help develop confidence in your children. Now, I've already said this, but I'm going to say it again. The biggest way to help implement confidence in your child is to exhibit and exude confidence within yourself. But that's not what we're going to talk about today because that's not necessarily easy. So, these are going to be three quick and easy ways that you can implement on your day to day life to help you impact your child in healthy ways and help them grow. So, the first way is let them lead, let them guide you, let them be in control of something. So, for example, if you're going to play a video game or you're going to play a game or something, instead of you reading the rules to them, let them read the rules to you. So let's say you buy a new board game and you don't know what the instructions are. Instead of you as the guardian in the situation or the adult or the older person in the situation telling them what to do, this is a harmless, it's a game. Let them read to you the directions. Let them be in control of the game. And that way they will get to practice dominance. They'll get to practice leadership skills. Let them be in control and really give them the space and the trust that they can do it. All right. So that's the first thing. Just let them lead. Let them come up with an activity. If they say, like, if you say, hey, we're going to go hang out today, what do you want to do? And let them choose. Give them the options and make them make decisions. So when you say, okay, do you want to go here or here? Let them decide. Do you want to do this or do you want to do that? Who's going to do this? Who's going to do that? Let them be in charge. Now, obviously, in a safe way. So, that's why I say mainly with games, or if you're going out and having an activity, let them be in charge of what happens during the day. Let them decide, are we going to go left or are we going to go right? Are we going to sit by the water or are we going to go to the park? Are we going to take pictures or are we going to, draw or something? So really let them make decisions and lead. The second quick and easy way that you can implement in day to day life is by giving them jobs. One of the things that I love doing with my students in my virtual clubs is when I find out that they're interested in something, I will let them have at it. Like I have one student, she is our IT girly, okay? If there's something wrong with the server, she usually fixes it. You better not join that server before she opens it, okay? You better not join the game before she gets in there because she'll even get me together. And it's fine because it's her role. Another thing you can do within number two of giving them roles is children sometimes don't understand that, everything doesn't have to be immediate. So oftentimes they will want to tell you something right then and there, right at that moment. They want you to drop everything you're doing to listen to them. And if you do that, fine, but you can teach them boundaries and also get some of your time back without hurting their feelings by, instead of saying, oh, can you just get out of my face and give me 10 minutes or whatever? Instead of saying that, say, hey, listen, I really, really want to hear what you have to say because what you have to say is very important. However, right now I'm doing X, Y, and Z. So, and I won't be able to really listen. And I'm really excited to hear what it is that you want to share with me. So, how about you set a timer and we'll meet at 7 p.m. in the living room. And at 7 p.m., you should have an agenda set so you can go through everything you want to talk about and we'll discuss it. So children love when they have roles and when they feel like, okay, this is my job to do. Not, I'm telling you, like, go wash the dishes and get out of my face. Like, that is not what we're talking about here. What I'm saying is you tell them, hey, look, I'm not available right now, but we'll meet at 7 p.m. And can you make a meeting agenda for us? So that way I can make sure that I hear everything that you want to tell me because it is so important. And because you are so important to me that I want to give you my undivided attention. So what they'll do is it's funny how simple, small things they love. They will set that alarm and they will be there at 7 o'clock with their agenda. And when you do that, you teach them boundaries because you teach them that, hey, I'm not available right now. So we're not going to talk right now, but we can discuss later. You also teach them that what they have to say does matter, but you also teach them that you don't have to do it right this second. Because what can happen is when guardians will say, "Hey, like I don't have time for this, like let's talk, like get out of here." Da, da, da. What you're telling that child subconsciously is, "Well, you have to say doesn't matter. I don't really care what you have to say. Get out of here. I don't want to hear from you." And if you are seeking and trying to develop confidence in your child, that's certainly not the way to do it. Children have to feel seen, safe, and heard in order for them to feel comfortable and confident within themselves. Children already are self-conscious. They're reading into everything, just like adults. Excuse me, adults read into things. Okay, there's so many times where I have created my own completely wrong narrative and read something totally incorrectly because of my own thoughts. Children do that times a million, infinity. So everything you do, multiply it times 100, and that's what a child does. A child will take that narrative and it may crush them. And you have to establish a friendship with your child so that they will let you into their world when other things happen down the road. There's a lot of parents that are like, "Oh, well, I'm not your friend." Well, don't get mad when they start lying to you and keeping secrets from you because you're not a safe space for them to talk. Don't get mad when they're a teenager and they start trying things and you say, "Well, why didn't you tell me?" It's because you're not safe. You're not a safe person to tell. So why would they tell you? Okay, analyze that. Clock that T. Mm. All right. And then the third way that you can easily, on the daily basis, develop confidence within your child is I already said let them lead you, but also let them teach you. So this kind of goes into the first one, but it's a little bit different. For example, in my Dress to Impress club, because that is the most popular Roblox club that I've ever had in my life. The girls and the boys, they love DTI. So of course, Coach Yana had to come up with a DTI Dress to Impress Roblox club. But because I have so many Dress to Impress clubs, by the fourth club, I already know the lore. Okay. I already know where all the items are in the quest. I really don't because my mind doesn't work to remember where the items are in the quest. But I'm just saying, like, I already know which YouTuber posted the video. Oh, that just reminded me, I gotta make sure I watch that K-pop Hunter movie before club tomorrow, or they're gonna tear me up. Anyway, oh yeah, it's tomorrow. Oh Lord, I was like, oh my gosh, is that today? Oh goodness, they would get on me bad about that. But anyway, so I already know like where Lana is. That's the nail style lady, whatever. I already know everything for the most part. And sometimes even what they be telling me is contradictory. However, I make it a mission to still let each child teach me the new thing because they have to know that I care about what they have to say. So, for example, another example would be if your child comes back from science class and they're like, guess what, grandpa or grandma or mom or cousin, whoever, did you know that humans breathe oxygen? And you might be like, obviously you knew that. But instead of saying, yeah, I already know that, like whatever, allow them to tell you, allow them to teach you because that is how they practice critical thinking. That is how they practice communication skills. Children have to practice these things. You can't just expect your child to never have been able to express themselves and talk and hold a conversation with you and then just expect that they'll go out into the world and automatically know how to do it when you've never given them the space and opportunity to do so. You know, it's very important that you give your children access to you in ways that allow them to know that what they're interested in matters to you. And when they learn something new, just like when you learn something new that you think is fascinating, you want to tell someone else. You want to feel like someone is interested. So even if it's something that you're totally not interested in and it really doesn't make a difference to you one way or the other, pretend like it does because that if you want to develop confidence because there are those people that are like I ain't gonna do that, that's just a child. Well, don't get mad when your child turns into a doormat adult because you created that for them. You told them that what they thought didn't matter. You told them that how they feel comes second. So don't get upset when they don't know how to defend themselves and they allow people to walk over them and take advantage of them. Point blank, period, because that's the environment that you created. Or don't get mad when they lash out because they would have never developed a healthy way to tell you these things. And it's very, very, very important to establish open lines of communication with fun stuff with your child and stuff that they're interested in so that they trust you enough to come to you for the dark times. Because if your child doesn't feel comfortable enough to tell you something that's exciting or something that they're happy about, they're darn sure not going to let you in their life when they're going through something or when there's a creepy weirdo trying to victimize them. They might even hide it because they're afraid of how you're going to react. A lot of parents have to learn to work on their reaction to things rather than how their child is. And there's a lot of things, and I'm getting kind of off topic, but it's important, where they'll be like, oh, well, my child is this, my child is that. And I always just think, well, are you that way? Everything that you're complaining that your child is, are you that way? Before you lash out on them, before you say how horrible they are, address what's going on within yourself, because typically children will mimic the behavior that they see. So if you don't like something that your child is doing, the first thing that you should do is take a good hard look at yourself in the mirror and see if there's any way that you are displaying those bad habits and things. And then how about fix that first before you pop your neck out at your child, because that is a child. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say today. The three easy ways, once again, that you can help your child develop confidence in every day to day life is one, let them lead you. That's like, let them be in charge of the games, let them make decisions for what's going to happen in the day, let them decide what you're going to eat. Give them the ability to be the one in charge. Okay. That's basically what all these things are, but just slightly nuanced and different. The second one is to give them jobs, not, because sometimes you do have to like boss them around, whatever, but not boss them around and say, oh, go clean the dishes. But instead, like, all right, your role today, you are the best dishwasher ever. Okay. And I'm trusting you with this, and I love how you clean the dishes. And like, when you give them a job, really, really, really honor it in them. And like, oh my gosh, you're amazing at this thing. Oh my goodness. Even if they're not that great at, you can point out after you sweeten them up. Then you can say, all right, but you see this spot right here? How about next time we get the spot all the way off the plate before we just put it away? How about we improve? Because you got to start somewhere. At least they're trying, but don't just not tell them either. Give them the opportunity to do better. And then the last thing, like I said, is to let them teach you. When they're interested in something, give them the space, creativity, and freedom to teach you something new, to show you a new way of being. And then I guarantee you, little by little, you'll see changes in your child. And that's always the best and brightest thing. All right, that was a little mini-sode with Coach Yana. I'll see you guys in the next episode of Healed and Chilled, where I'm interviewing amazing, wonderful guests, or maybe it'll just be me talking. I'm in the mood to make another one.